Welcome to Term 5's final exam week. I'm excited to be going home. It's been a very long term and very busy and stressful, so I am ready to go. In order to get home, I do have 7 exams to get through over the next 2 weeks, and today is Monday. The university did throw us a little bit of a curveball and said we had a mandatory class today at 8:30. It's almost 8 o'clock now, so we are going to go to that last class. Once class is finished, I will be coming back home to study for a bit because I have 3 exams this week, but 2 I only really need to study for livestock medicine and small animal medicine. But I will talk about those a little bit more later in this video. If you do like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more. And let's get into this final exam week. I made it back from the J-cell closure meeting and it went pretty well. They didn't take attendance, so I really didn't have to be there, but it was kind of cool to see how many neuters and spays we actually did throughout the term. And we also only had 2 post-op complications, so that is actually pretty good because we had 13 tables going at a time during our surgery days. It's quite a few students all at once, and we all are learning. I'm going to get started with studying for today so I can start preparing myself for these finals. It is around 10:30 now, so I am going to get some sleep. Studying today went pretty well. There's just so much to learn. Tomorrow I do have another review to do. Today I had my small animal medicine review, and that went pretty well. And I studied on campus for a couple of hours with one of my friends so we could work through one of the modules for small animal medicine because that class is gigantic. It is a cumulative final, so we have to review everything. First, I gotta focus on livestock medicine, so I have that review tomorrow morning. And then there is some free pastries and coffee around the same time, so I am going to get some free snacks, hopefully. And then I do have to meet up with my research professor to talk about him writing me a letter of recommendation for some externships. And also I do have to make a trip to the surgery team because I am providing them with some gloves that I have left over that I didn't use while I was here this term. And I figured they could use them next term. Other than that, I am just going to be studying again tomorrow, so I probably will get up pretty early to get started because I want to get through at least 2 modules of small animal medicine, and I do have a video to vlog. I am finished with studying for tonight. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I am going to get some sleep soon. Today was pretty tough. I did a lot of practice questions for small animal medicine, and I'm still only averaging 50% on the questions, so I'm getting really nervous because that is our first cumulative exam. After midterms, we learned about the respiratory system, we learned hematology, and the urinary system. We've just covered a lot of material, and there's only 70 questions on that exam, so it's not very many because there are pre-midterm stuff on it. 10 questions are coming from dermatology alone, and that is actually the part I failed on the midterm, so I'm having to go back through all of those lectures again and trying to figure out what could they possibly ask us. First, I do have to focus on my exam that is tomorrow. I have professional development, and it is an open note. I can work with other people on this exam, so that's what we are doing tomorrow around 11:30. We will take the exam. It's only a total of 12 questions in 15 minutes. So we don't have very long to do it, and it's only open for an hour, so we do have to get it done relatively quickly. I'm honestly not sure how this is going to work because it's on ExamSoft tomorrow, and we're supposed to have a password, so I don't know if they're planning on emailing us that. I'm just feeling very drained already, and the final exams haven't even started yet. I'm going to get some sleep and get started again tomorrow. I am officially done with studying for today. It has been such a long day. I do feel pretty prepared for tomorrow's exam. It's a total of 45 questions for my Livestock Medicine final. We are looking at the GI tract, dermatology, and parasitology. So there's not many modules on this exam tomorrow, so I'm feeling okay about it, but I just don't know how they're going to ask their questions, and the majority of the exam is coming from GI. So I've been doing a lot of practice questions today. I did study with one of my friends for the small animal medicine exam that is on Friday. Studying tonight went a little bit better than it did yesterday for that class. I still have a lot more studying to do tomorrow for that once my other final is done. But for the professional development exam today, it actually wasn't too bad. I thought the questions were pretty straightforward, and we had a group of like 10 people working on the exam together. I did decide to come home and just study here because it was getting kind of loud in Marion Hall again. I also needed to come home to do some laundry, which I did. I just haven't folded it yet, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to get to folding tonight because I am just so exhausted. And it's only 10:30 at night, so I think I am going to go to bed now and then just get up a little bit earlier so I can go to campus and study for a few more hours before my exam at 1:30. I'll let you guys know how it goes. back from the Livestock Medicine exam. It didn't go so great, but I can't really do anything about it now. It was a long exam and it was pretty tough. I know for sure I got quite a few questions wrong, and it's just frustrating because I wish I would have been able to keep my grade, but I don't think that's possible anymore. As long as I pass, that's all that matters, but it's frustrating because we need these grades for residency. And I can't be too upset about it because I have another exam tomorrow that I really need to study for, and I don't feel prepared at all for it, especially with how the first one went. I'm going to take a bit of a break and go eat lunch with some friends, and then I'm going to come back and take a nap because tonight is going to be a very long night of studying because I have 6 or 7 modules to cover for small animal medicine tomorrow. There's no time for sleep in vet school when it's final exam season, but that's just the reality of vet school. I'm gonna go grab some lunch and then get back to studying once I get some sleep. I am done with studying for today. It is 1:30 in the morning, so I am going to head home now and get a little bit of sleep before I'm gonna get up at 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow, or this morning, basically. This exam just has so much material. It's so difficult to figure out what they are going to pull as test questions. And for the main professor that has the majority of the questions, we've never had her before, so we really have no idea how our questions are going to work. Earlier, I did try to take a nap, but that didn't really work out because there's construction going on in my building, so it was just too noisy today. And then I received an email from an externship I applied to, and I did actually receive it, so I'm super excited to be sharing that with you soon. Once I get all of my externships set up, I'll let you guys know which ones I got into for a clinical year. But this is the first one that is actually official, so I'm hoping the rest will start to follow. But I still have some more applications to send out, but it's almost like a Tetris game. I have to make sure that the dates that I am providing them don't mix with another externship that I've applied to, so I'm having to stagger when I'm applying to them. But I'm gonna go home, take a shower, and get some sleep because I'm exhausted. And I have an exam to take at 1:30 today in the afternoon. I will see you guys in a little bit. I am back from the small animal medicine final. I think it went pretty well, but I am not really sure until I get my grade. I've been looking at my answer choices for the ones that I flagged, and I think I might have ended up with a B on the final, which would mean I would have passed the class. Now it's just a waiting game for that grade, but I do have 4 other exams to focus on, so I'm going to do that. But for now, I am going to take a break and take a nap because I only got about 2 to 3 hours of sleep last night because I was studying for this exam and I was really stressed out, and I wanted to make sure that I did well on the exam today. Once I do get up from my nap, I am going to start applying for another externship. Since I have one already confirmed, I can figure out the other dates as well. And then I'm still waiting back from another externship that I applied to. I probably won't hear from that one for about a week because they are trying to figure out if the dates work with them or not. And then I do have another vlog to edit, so I probably will do that as well at some point tonight. But for now, I definitely need to relax, so I will see you in a bit. It is around midnight, so I am going to get some sleep now. Studying today went okay. I did go to campus for a little bit to study with a friend of mine for Theriogenology, which is my exam on Tuesday. And I actually did better on the material than I thought. We did a couple of practice questions, and I surprisingly know more than I thought. But I did end up studying that a little bit more when I came home. And then for my exam on Monday in large animal surgery, I studied that a lot today because I remember how difficult the midterm exam was with her questions. And I don't know if I'll ever really be prepared for her type of questions, but I'm going to try. I definitely just need to know the differences between the surgical procedures for the GI in particular. So doing LDAs and RDAs. And it's been a good day. It's just been kind of difficult to study. I finished going through all of the large animal surgery material for tomorrow's exam, and I think I am just going to take a bit of a break for about an hour to relax a little bit because I've been studying since 9 a.m. this morning and it is currently 5:30. So I think I should take a bit of a break. I did get a lot of other stuff done. I did buy a Christmas gift for one of my friends. By the time you're seeing this video, I'm pretty sure Christmas and New Year's will have already passed, so I do hope you all had a wonderful holiday and got to spend it with your family or friends. I did want to address some of the questions I have received throughout the years about how I study, and honestly, I don't know how to make a video about me studying for classes because every single class in vet school is so different and you cannot study the same for every single one. For large animal surgery this morning, I went through a lot of practice questions that we did during the entire term. I also go through each of the lectures to see what type of procedures we actually do and see how we actually do them, because sometimes wording doesn't really make sense until you see a picture of it. So I learn visually as well for this type of class. And then I do a bunch of Kahoots. With how year 3 happens at SGU, we go through a lot more case studies and case scenarios in our exams. So we actually do have to understand the procedures we're doing in order to make the best decision on the exam for each question. And since we have a limited time to actually do our exams, we do have to know the information really well to figure out what the professors want us to know for exam purposes. I hope that clears up any questions that you may have about how I study in vet school. It just really depends on the course I'm in. I am back from the large animal surgery final. It was as what I was expecting. It was a very difficult exam, and honestly, the questions were a lot simpler this time, which I was not prepared for. I was expecting the really case-heavy questions again, like she did on the midterm. But yeah, there were quite a few simplified questions that I missed. I know I already missed 11 questions, which isn't good because that exam is only 50 questions, and that already puts me at a C. So I'm hoping I didn't miss any others. Otherwise, I may be retaking the term for this class, and I really don't want to do that. I'm just gonna hope it went better than I thought, and maybe we'll get some questions back. I don't know. I don't think so, because every single question in there was actually things we discussed. I messed up on the easiest questions again, and I definitely got the harder questions right because I was looking through my notes and PowerPoint. I really don't want to study anymore, but I have to. I'm going to take about a 2-hour break, and then I am going to get back into studying for tomorrow's exam. That exam is in Theriogenology, so it is a big class. Most of the material is covering equine, canine, and feline, so it's not too bad, but I definitely need to actually study it more than what I've been doing because I've been stressing out for today's exam. Yeah, I just wasn't studying the right material again for that class, which is so frustrating because we only have 2 grades for that class, which is the midterm and the final. So hopefully I at least passed and don't have to repeat the term. I'm just gonna keep a hopeful mind that I don't have to come back. I'm going to go get some food and take a nap, rest a little bit, and get back to it. As you can see, I am still on campus and it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so I think I am going to head home now. I've been studying Theriogenology pretty much ever since I finished my exam and after I took a nap, but I did go for a walk just to take a break from studying in Marion. Today's just been kind of a hard day. But I did study quite a lot. I studied for about, I want to say 7 or 8 hours today for this exam for tomorrow. As I was going through the material, it makes a lot more sense, but I'm kind of worried because Theriogenology is not really my strong subject. But I'm going to do my best tomorrow. I'm just really tired. So I think I'm going to get some sleep, so I'll see you guys in the morning. I just finished my Theriogenology final, and that one went super well. I think that was probably my best one so far. So I'm hoping that the grade reflects. I am going to take a break because it's been a long morning already. I was studying a lot and I really didn't sleep that much last night, so I am going to take a nap as well, and probably get some food after a while. Next up is small animal surgery, and then after that it's diagnostic imaging, and then I will be on my way home. It is December 13th. I'm really sorry that I didn't vlog the last 2 days just because I was pretty sick with a migraine. I still have it, unfortunately, but it's definitely not as bad as what yesterday was. But yesterday I did take my small animal surgery final exam, and it was pretty difficult. The answer choices were very similar to each other, so you really had to know your information. So I really don't know how I did on that exam, but I'm still pretty sure I passed the course, but I will find that out in a couple of days. Unfortunately, I did miss out on going to an event yesterday to send off the Term 6 students. So if there's any Term 6 students that are watching, I wish you the best of luck during clinical year, and I hope you have an amazing time. Today is actually my last final exam of this term in diagnostic imaging. I honestly haven't studied that much for this class, but I feel like the fractures make sense because that's what we're mostly being tested on, is the musculoskeletal system and how we can classify fractures and different bone diseases based off of a radiograph. And then we also covered CT and MRI for animals, so I'll probably just review that section today because that doesn't make as much sense to me. It's very physics heavy, and I did not enjoy doing physics during undergrad, so now I have to actually learn to love it just a little bit. I don't have to know too much physics for this exam, but just enough to get me by if the professor asks the questions on like how CT is different than MRI. I'm going to go ahead and get started with studying, and I will let you know how the exam goes after 1:30. I am back from the diagnostic imaging final exam, and it went really well. I'm pretty happy with how that exam itself went. I'm actually feeling a little bit better than I was this morning. We are officially done with term 5. I'm very excited to move on to the next term because next term is going to be full of interesting classes, and I will be doing additional shifts at the small animal clinic and working with large animals as well in preparation for clinics. I'm still hopeful that I passed this term. I don't know yet until Monday. I am going to end the video off here, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video if you stayed this long. I'm sorry it was pretty boring. This is what I typically do during any exam season. I just study so much, and I barely think to pick up the camera, unfortunately. I need to get better at doing that because I want to show you what it's like to be a vet student, but honestly, most of my time during the exam season is studying, and I don't want it to get too repetitive. As I move into term 6, which is my last semester on the island of Grenada, please let me know what type of videos you would like to see from me this next term. I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.